I always wanted to be that hero from my favorite fantasy books, that strong female main character who gets called into an epic adventure, the one who rides with her dragon and changes the world. But what I always forgot is that after the adventure ends, after the villain is defeated and the kingdom is at peace, that main character probably also lives a quieter life. There are no more wild quests, just slower days, maybe tending to a garden, drinking tea on a balcony with their loved one that they fell in love with, but it took 3 years until they were happily ever after, and just enjoying that new peaceful life. And here is the thing. We don't get to read those chapters because the book has already ended once the adventure was over. So sometimes when life feels still or not so magical, I remind myself that maybe right now I'm just living the chapter after the story has ended, and that chapter matters too. I also know that a new chapter, a new adventure will unfold sooner or later. And once the adventure gets rocky, let's be honest, we always wish back the peaceful, quiet days, right? So today I want to share a few quiet and slow living things I do daily as a modern witch that may not seem special from the outside, but they mean the world to me. And I hope it gives you a little inspiration and reminds you that these peaceful, quiet chapters hold more magic than you could ever imagine. This year I started walking daily for about an hour. And what I love is that I get to experience the shifts in nature. Places that were in full bloom only a few weeks ago are now suddenly carrying fruits or grain. But I also do this for health reasons because I'm a Virgo, and being a healthy witch is a happy witch. And I found that I'm so much more focused when I spend time outside, and I get the best ideas during that walk. I just love connecting to the sounds and colors and smells of nature and take all of that as inspiration for my life as a witch. But because I'm a witch, I don't just go for a regular walk. I love foraging, I love looking for nature treasures, so I always have a little glass jar with me, or my enchanted traveler's bag that we did together a while ago, or I will bring my basket because, for example, soon the elderberries are ripe and I really cannot wait to collect some elderberries and make some elderberry juice. But yeah, I just really love going through nature, going on a little treasure hunt, and just make my walk as enchanted as I can. Okay, and I'm sitting in an ant's nest, so let's go. Okay, so I thought I'm quickly showing you what I found during my recent walks through nature. And the first thing is this nearly complete bird's egg. And when I saw this, I thought that it is basically a complete egg and that it fell out of the nest. And then I saw that it was already cracked, and I was so relieved because in my head I was already going through the rescue plan for this little baby bird and how I could like foster this egg to make the baby bird basically like get into this world. I don't know how to say this in English, but then I saw that it is cracked. Now we want our baby birds to explore the world, to fly on their own right. So I was really relieved, but it has this really beautiful pastel blue color, and I think it looks so cute in this jar. I put in some moss, and yeah, really excited for this one. I didn't figure out yet what kind of bird it is, so I will do this later on, put this in my bullet journal, and yeah, really excited. I love studying the pieces that I find because yeah, they are little treasures for me. And I also found another piece of egg that is teeny tiny, like I don't know what bird is that tiny, but as you can see, it is this really tiny piece of an egg. And again, I put some moss inside. So yeah, I will also do some research on this egg. But I don't know, I just love walking through nature and finding these little bits and pieces that make my home like, I don't know, a witch's laboratory. But I also found, and this is the last piece that I'm going to show you, this really beautiful kind of flower, and like it has this purple leaves. I don't know, I think it looks so cool. I dried it, I put it inside, and now it lives in here. I will also do more research on this. But yeah, this is the pieces that I found. And now let's move on to the next thing that I do every single day. So yeah, let's go. Now, something else that I love to do daily that is more of that quiet witch's life is reading and or studying. And I feel like this is a constant in every witch's life, right? Because I don't know about you, but I love learning from the wisdom of other more experienced witches. I always imagine myself in the library of a magical school, and yeah, that's not me still waiting for my invitation to Hogwarts. But knowledge just has this fascination for me that I cannot explain. I love studying the magical properties of plants and recognizing the flowers I once saw in a book during my adventures through nature. I also enjoy looking for new books and adding them to my TBR. I just love learning about the history of witchcraft and immersing myself in the scent of a new book, the soft rustle of pages as I turn them. And if I'm not studying that day, I step into my beloved fantasy worlds through my books. And you probably know the saying, if you don't read, you only lived one life, but if you read 1,000 books, you lived 1,000 lives. So I just started a new fantasy book the other day. Like I just had this idea and I sat down and I kept writing and writing until my creative cauldron was empty basically. And whenever this happens, I will stop writing. I will not force myself. And if it is still bright outside, I will go outside. Now, as you saw in this video, there is so many cool things in nature that like literally can give you inspiration for your creative projects, like the wood that you saw, that you can see now that the water is not as high as in autumn or winter, or the blue dragonfly. Like all of this really is inspiration for me and it fills up my creativity. So now when I go home after like enjoying the scenery a little longer, I know that I will be able to keep writing on this book, because now the creative cauldron is filled up again. I have already so many new ideas, and like it really helps me to describe the things that I want to write. So yeah, if you have creative projects, best tip you can ever follow is go outside and observe, because listening and observing, like just sitting down and seeing what is happening in your surroundings, really is a skill on its own. Like I get distracted all the time, but yeah, I feel like this is what makes a witch really powerful, to learn to listen, to observe what is happening in her surroundings, and yeah, just get little messages here and there. So yeah, again, I will sit a little while longer and then I will go home because it's really hot, take a quick break, and then I will show you what else I'm doing daily as a witch. Alright, now another thing that I do daily as a modern witch, and if you know me then you know exactly what it is being creative. Now, my creativity is something that I had to rediscover for many, many years. Like, it took me a very long time to be able to express my creativity and to be able to take a pen and draw something without being frustrated, because, like, I could not put anything onto a piece of paper. And I was really good at painting, but I had to see the things to be able to paint them. Like, I still to this day am not able to like draw something 100% out of my head. Like I have to go outside into nature and see the things and draw them, then it looks really good. But I cannot sit in my room and paint something. Like I always admire the artists that just draw from their minds, and this is something that like eventually I also want to be able to do. But like being out in nature and like really observing what is surrounding me is really helping, and also trying out new techniques, like new DIY ideas, or like things that I can do with my hands, is really my number one way to fill up my creative cauldron. And like being able to express my creativity really helped me in my witchcraft practice, because I'm able to create spells and rituals and I don't feel the need to stick to a book anymore. Like 10 years ago, I would do exactly everything like it was in the book, but now it's like, let me try something on my own. Like, let me see how I can bring in my own practice into things. So I feel like being able to express your creativity is a really important skill as a modern witch. And so I really cherish my inner creativity. I really do my best to fill up the creative cauldron every single day. And of course, every single day I tend to my apothecary and I fill it up with like magical ingredients that I either harvested in my little garden or that I harvested on my like walks through nature. Like, I don't know, my little apothecary makes me so happy. It is small, but like, to be honest, I always have everything that I need for my spells and rituals. So yeah, just seeing my apothecary with these cute little labeled glass jars is just the best thing in the world. And there is just this feeling of gratitude when I'm casting a spell or doing a ritual and just feel called to use a certain ingredient, only to remember that I have exactly what I need in one of those little glass jars. And it really reminds me that every leaf, everything that I collect with intention in nature, everything that I grow in my garden becomes part of my magic later on, even though I didn't realize it when I harvested or put that flower in the soil in my garden. But it is this kind of quiet magic that makes me feel deeply connected to my witchcraft practice. And last but not least, something that I really love doing daily as a modern witch that again may not seem super exciting from the outside, but just brings me so much joy in my practice is working on my grimoire. Now, I just love designing the pages. I love checking in with my spells and rituals that I did in the past and see how they manifested, see if they are worthy to be transferred into my grimoire, and then just express this magic like with colors and I don't know, some clippings or like drawings that I do. I just really love expressing my magic in my grimoire and like learning about the plants and putting in their magical properties that I learned with my magic, or learning more about the wheel of the year and putting in like the celebrations, the sabbats into my grimoire. I just really love it. I love designing my grimoire, and as you can see, like expressing my magic creatively is something that is really, really important to me. Recently, I found the perfect notebook to turn into my new grimoire. I have been wanting to start a new grimoire for so long, and originally I wanted a classic black one, but then I came across this one, and honestly, it's just so me. I mean, look at these tiny mushrooms on the cover, and it really makes me smile every time I pick it up. And that's exactly the kind of energy that I want in my craft. I want my craft to feel light and magical and just joyful. And yeah, these are like the little reminders to me from the universe that even when we are certain something is meant for us, staying open minded can lead us to something more aligned. Like this notebook that I just have so much fun creating the pages. Here I'm doing a grimoire page for the upcoming Lama's Lunasa celebration from the Wheel of the Year. And yeah, I just really love decorating the pages in my new grimoire. Alright, magical one. So these are the things that I do daily as a modern witch. And like, of course, there are days where I don't do all of them, but I really do my best to make them a routine, to do them daily, because they are what makes my day-to-day life magical. And like, they are not really the magic that you see probably on like social media where you see the spells and stuff, but it's more like the behind the scenes of a witch, I feel like. And again, it's like the chapters that we don't read about in the books, but they are just so important. And I don't know, I just really love preparing for my magic by filling up my apothecary, by making sure like I have the ingredients, by creating a beautiful grimoire that I can like look into when I am looking for a spell that I need for a specific purpose, or again filling up my cauldron to just be able to do the magic and to not feel the need to stick to a book or something like that. And then also connecting with nature, like connecting to the elements, foraging, like I don't know, all of this is a big part of my practice, but it's not like the main character story, I feel like, if this makes sense. But again, it's so important to me, and I just hope that it can give you some inspiration if you feel like that maybe right now they seem to be repetitive or not as magical as you want them to be, because I know many people that like tell me that they feel stuck right now and repetitive, and I totally understand. But just know that you can turn every single activity into something magical. You can make it magical, and yeah, you can make it a part of your practice. So if you liked this video, if you enjoyed it, make sure that you do the YouTube magic that you like, that you are subscribed to the channel, because this shows the YouTube fairies that they can recommend my content to more people. Also comment down below, like share your stories, share what you are doing daily, even if you are not a witch. Like what do you do daily basically to feel magical? And yeah, we will hang out again next week. So I really hope you have a beautiful, magical week, and see you then. Bye bye.